Before turning the page to 2017, we have an opportunity to reflect on the events of the past 12 months that helped shape Volusia County in 2016. Hello and welcome to our Year in Review edition of Volusia Magazine. I'm Amber Osman. Today we'll take a look at some of the people, places, and things that made 2016 a remarkable year for Volusia County. Good news landed early in 2016 when JetBlue, the popular low-fare airline, started their daily nonstop flights from New York City's JFK to the Daytona Beach International Airport.
3, 2, 1,
Hundreds of people were on hand as the Volusia County Council and JetBlue officials cut the ribbon to celebrate the airline's inaugural flight into Daytona Beach Thursday, January 7th. The new air service caps a long recruitment effort by county officials.
I want to give enormous credit to the Volusia County Council, which is responsible for approving the lease with JetBlue and for approving the incentives the county has pledged to make this business arrangement a winner for all. The county is all about setting the table for economic prosperity, and this day is another county success story. This is the exact definition of a public-private partnership. I want to stop here to say I want to thank all the private partners, but the key private partner, and I know she won't want to be acknowledged for this, has been the Speedway and Lisa France Kennedy, who's here. She was the absolute key in the private sector. Without her support, this airline would not be here today.
In early spring, the county took an unprecedented step to confront the homeless issue.
The Volusia County Council and the Volusia County School Board have set the ball rolling for a homeless shelter that will provide space for 300 children and their parents. Both groups voted unanimously to cooperate on a deal that will transform the vacant Hurst Elementary School into a homeless shelter.
This is a project that would help our children in our community. Every homeless child, every homeless family deserves to have a leg up. All they're looking for is a break for them to be able to put their lives together. I think we'd be able to help our children to be able to have a safe place to live and thrive and go to school and be able to continue in their education instead of quitting school because of hardship.
Hope Place will offer housing for homeless families and teens on their own. It will also include a medical clinic, a cafeteria, a laundry area, a family TV room, and areas for pre-K and adult education.
The county continued to make strides in numerous construction projects throughout Volusia. One of the biggest undertakings is the replacement of the Tom Stead Veterans Memorial Bridge, commonly known as the Orange Avenue-Silver Beach Avenue Bridge.
Veteran groups and community members were on hand to celebrate the start of the new construction phase of the new high-level, multi-arch concrete bridge, which will replace the existing drawbridge that is more than 60 years old.
This was a great partnership, and it was all spearheaded by the county council led by Josh Wagner in setting up a project advisory committee from the get-go to ensure that all the various interests, from veterans to fishermen to handicapped to bicyclists, were fully involved.
It started as, let's have a central location that everybody can come to, the veterans and people that want to pay their respects to the veterans. And it turned in really to state and much larger than that. It looks like it's going to now be a national monument because there is nothing like it anywhere in the world. It just doesn't exist. So it's really, I think that aspect is bigger than the bridge itself, but it also, at the same time, we thought the bridge signified something. You know, strength was a big part of it. The arches, the reason, we didn't get into the specifics here, but the idea behind the arches was the lifting up, the people passing. I mean, it's every aspect, the colors, the lighting, the way that we have the poles set up.
A website with ongoing construction updates and photos has been set up for the project. That website is volusia.org/Veterans Memorial Bridge.
At the tail end of our hurricane season, our biggest story of 2016 was churning in the Caribbean. Hurricane Matthew put Volusia County square in its crosshairs, ready to deliver a wallop to our coastlines. Arriving October 7th, the storm caused more than $514 million in damages to more than 10,000 properties across Volusia County. And thanks to more than 12 years of quiet hurricane seasons and minimal wildfires, the debris left behind was immense. More than 1 million cubic yards of debris was collected in the weeks following the storm. Because of training and concerted efforts to be prepared for emergency situations, law enforcement, county officials, and emergency management personnel worked hand in hand to keep the public safe and informed before, during, and after the storm. Community Information Director Joanne Magley has more.
Before, during, and after the storm, more than 200 emergency management workers from law enforcement to public works to communications were stationed inside the EOC coordinating the emergency response.
Here at the Emergency Operations Center, we plan for these types of events all year long. We plan, we train, we exercise, we work with our community partners, we have an annual drill, and a wealth of information working with our communication services to get that information out. Just the importance of preparedness, because you never know when a hurricane like Matthew is going to come along.
County Manager Jim Deneen says planning for the worst case scenario is crucial to being able to make important decisions when disaster strikes.
So even though we had an EOC, which was very small, you had 4 dispatch centers, you were very decentralized. So one of the things I talked to the council in 2010, and I got the degree in 2011, was to take on doing a consolidated dispatch and emergency management center all in one. That was completely hardened for any type of hurricane or any kind of natural disaster, any kind of big fire or whatever, where we would be uninterrupted and we'd have us all there. Well, that allowed us to get these teams together, embed the personnel together so that they understood what everybody's done, and everybody committed to being there. All the cities, all the agencies, FDOT, FEMA, we had people from the Red Cross, United Way, everybody there. And you have all this intel coming in because of the EOC and the way we're set up, of where everything got damaged. All this new equipment tells you all this stuff by GPS. And then you tell everybody by GPS when we go out, we know exactly where we're going.
Having them all under the
same roof. For that coordination. And then what we did is where we had people actually stationed around the county, whether they were in city facilities or whatever, everything was in communication the whole time. So we worked as a team with the cities who put their stuff. For example, Daytona Beach would keep their stuff, maybe some of it in their city hall, certain places. Everybody knew what everybody was doing, so when we were ready to go, we went. In my opinion, that it was seamless and flawless in terms of how we worked together. It could not have, it was a terrible event. And we lost some people in it. We lost 4 people got killed in it. But from the standpoint of coordination and cooperation, it could not have been better. In other words, it met all of our expectations, in some cases exceeded it, on how fast we thought we could respond and how everyone in every one of these agencies deserves credit. Because this was, without a doubt, a comprehensive effort where everyone pitched in, everyone was rowing the same direction. No one group outshined the other. They all shined as one group. And so everyone that laid a hand, and you see people not only in the field, but all the people behind the scenes taking calls. I mean, we took thousands and thousands of calls. We have a call center when we assured people, helped people, moved people, in emergencies, and took care of special needs people, and got the streets, got all the streets open, almost every street open in 24 hours, and the transit system back up in 24 hours. Got almost all the lights back. In other words, the traffic lights. Within about 72 hours, we had almost every one up. Those are difficult sometimes. And also the citizens. I think and the media. The media did a tremendous job. They got people to understand that we weren't kidding. This was very serious. And we got lucky. By the grace of God, this thing just missed us by 30 miles. If it had come ashore at 30 miles, I wouldn't be sitting here talking about how we responded and how we're dealing with damage. I'd be sitting here with a community that was devastated. This would have been disastrous. And in my opinion, we would have not only lost lives, we would have damaged this community such that it would have taken a decade or more to even come back at all.
This year, the economic development of the county continued monumentous gains. We reported on many creative and innovative companies impacting the Volusia County economic landscape. Here are some of the highlights in the 2016 Business Beat Review.
Economic development in Volusia County continued to thrive in 2016. From a focus on keeping technology talent local to an organization encouraging entrepreneurship and local startups, there were too many good stories to fit into 1 year. Here are just a few of the highlights. The Volusia County Business Incubator is managed by the University of Central Florida Business Incubation Program, regarded as a national leader in business incubation. The incubator has started its 5th year of operation, and during that time, 56 companies have participated in the incubator's programs. Ryan Paiva has been a client at the incubator since August of 2015. He's a web developer and has been in business for more than 10 years. He joined the incubator to gain assistance with networking.
There's really a ton of business in Volusia County. A lot of it's moving to Orlando because there isn't, tech talent here.
This year, several local businesses focused on providing educational programs that could in turn benefit their business as well as participants. One company rolled out a unique opportunity to both fill their employment needs and provide free job training for a high-demand service. Jayson Meyer, CEO of Synergy Building, has been making a name for himself since becoming a successful entrepreneur as a teenager. Now, Meyer is helping to fill a gap in knowledge and job skills in our community for the medical billing and coding skill set. He partnered with CareerSource to develop a 4-month medical coding program.
Well, I knew we had a need probably 3 or 4 years ago, so we started seeing these things and realizing that there's plenty of demand for our services, but there was a bottleneck when it came to hiring, recruiting, and so we knew we needed a training component. And so that was about 4 years ago. Then 3 years ago, we hired a director of training and education. Her mission was to build an internal training program to develop our staff. And that was successful, but we couldn't do it fast enough. So we needed to come up with some other ways to develop the workforce, and that's what inspired the Career Ignite program.
One nonprofit, recognizing the rise in startup businesses, made it their goal to assist entrepreneurs find success in opening their own company. Did you know that this is the first time in history where there are 5 generations with whom we have potential to interact? As a business person, this can be quite a challenge as different generations communicate differently, have different sets of values, and understand business differently. Thankfully for business owners, that's where organizations like SCORE come in. Through volunteers and sponsors, SCORE is able to provide many free services to business owners looking for a little guidance.
We put on workshops, typically 2 or 3 a month, covering the basic areas of small business management, the purpose of which is to help our clients develop basic skills with respect to how to manage their business. And thirdly, we have a number of online tools that are available as well on our website.
According to Hellman, the real value of the program is to understand that the process is really a journey. SCORE volunteers aren't consultants, they're mentors, and the goal is to help a person develop as a business person as well as develop their business. We featured several startup companies this year, including IQ On Site, who has found success with the phone app Focus on Safeties in School. When there's an incident or safety issue on a school or college campus, many times school officials will send out mass alerts to the students and parents. But a local company called IQ On Site has created an app that better opens up the lines of communication between students, faculties, and security. Jim Beckman is the president of IQ On Site, the parent company of the smartphone app Campus Ping.
Campus Ping is designed with safety in mind, and what we do is we work with colleges. We design a program that's customized to their needs in an effort for them to distribute them to students and faculty in an effort for them to work more hand in hand with campus safety for a more safe environment.
When a school decides to partner with Campus Ping, the app is free for students and their parents. In addition to safety alerts, it can also act as a mass notification tool to announce special events and other campus activities. A unique safety feature of Campus Ping is the ability for students or staff to hit a silent alarm, notifying campus authorities of your exact location on campus.
In the evening, if you were going to your car and you felt that you were being followed or there was some suspicious activity, you would be able to hit a silent alarm where campus authorities would be able to identify you via GPS and come assist you. Another area of opportunity is protecting faculty and employees. If you're a teacher in a room with 100 students and for some reason there was concern regarding one of the students, you would be able to hit a silent alarm without anyone knowing, and campus safety would be able to come quickly to assist you, preempting anything unfortunate happening.
Campus Ping has already contracted with the Volusia County School System and Daytona State College. Volusia County schools have about 9 schools piloting the app and are currently not using it for security issues, but as another means of communication for families. And that does it for our look back at the Year of Business Beat features. Next year, I'll bring you more of the highlights from our business community here in Volusia County. Happy New Year!
Get ready to start your engines for the Daytona Beach Half Marathon. February 5th, experience the race that takes you to the Speedway Beach and back. Start at the World Center of Racing's flat asphalt track, through beautiful Daytona Beach, over the Halifax River, onto the hard-packed sands of the world's most famous beach, then back to Daytona International Speedway for a checkered flag finish. Register online at DaytonaBeachHalf.com.
Volusia Here and Now again took us to unique venues throughout the county. Shelley Cervanek gives us a quick trip back to some of her favorites of 2016.
With 2016 coming to a close, it's a great time to reflect on the year and the stories we brought you that help illustrate why Volusia County is such a great place to live, work, and play. From sea turtles to scrub jays, Volusia County is abundant with wildlife. In 2016, we visited the Marine Science Center in Ponce Inlet and the Leone Environmental Center in DAYTONA. We also highlighted special activities such as the Stetson Mansion's Christmas festivities and the visit of warbird planes at the Daytona Beach International Airport. We looked at programs for kids from karate and innovative summer camps that teach computer coding, and we also focused on tornado and hurricane preparedness and encouraged everyone to tip and toss containers to help reduce mosquitoes. So much to see and so much to do. These are just highlights of some of the great stories we shared in 2016.
So we're here today at the Motorsports Hall of Fame of America, which just relocated from Michigan and is now housed here at the World Center of Racing.
We're getting ready to start this 2016 season. I just feel it. It's going to be one of the best ever. What an
Admission to the Motorsports Hall of Fame of America is included with 3 different tour portions at the Speedway. Tours range in price from $18 to $52 per person and last as short as 30 minutes to 3 hours. Taking in the sights at the Hall of Fame will certainly make for a special day. Speaking of special days, one of my best days this year was when I had a chance to visit Leone Environmental Center.
There is so much to see and do as you learn about natural Florida, wildlife, and our connection with the environment.
Housed inside the Daytona Regional Library, Leone Environmental Center is the perfect place to send kids for summer camp or just come and explore Volusia County's fragile ecosystems. From learning about how sinkholes are formed and gopher tortoises stay cool to hearing the sounds of a manatee, the center aims to enable visitors to see, hear, and in some cases touch as they learn about natural Florida, its habitats, and wildlife. The cornerstone of the center is the 360-acre Leonia Preserve it sits adjacent to. Since 1994, restoration efforts have been underway to restore and maintain the Florida scrub habitat. Learning about our natural wildlife is educational and fun, and there's no better time to do it than in the summer. I hope you have enjoyed recapping these stories with me as much as I have. I'm looking forward to 2017 and taking you with me again on a journey to discover all Volusia County has to offer, making it a great place to live, work, and play. From our family to yours, have a safe and happy holiday season. For Volusia Here and Now, I'm Shelley Safranek.
Solutions for Your Life reported on many ways to successfully manage our busy lives. Let's join the University of Florida Volusia County Extension faculty staff as they recall some of their favorite moments from 2016.
Hi, I'm Dennis Mudge, the director of the UF IFAS Extension office in Volusia County. Welcome to Solutions for Your Life. We're talking about our favorite segments today. Everybody knows what my favorite segment's going to be. Of course, it had to be when David, the former director, welcomed me here as the new director at the center.
Dennis, I would like to welcome you to the Extension Office, the Agricultural Center. We're very happy to have you. Congratulations on the new appointment, and we look forward to having you around for a long, long time. Tell us about yourself. Where did you go to school? How long have you been in Florida? That type of thing, if you would.
Yeah, I actually went to Cornell University in the Ivy League, got an agriculture degree from there for both a bachelor's and a master's degree.
And you've been in Extension how many years?
A lot of years, over 30 years. I was with Cornell University before I came to University of Florida, and I've been down in the Orlando area for 19 years working with the farmers in that area.
What do you think some of the goals that you may have for the Extension Office here in this county? Where do you want to take it? Where do you want to go with it?
One of the things I'd like to see is the viability of agriculture strengthened, for the relationship between the farmers and those that make decisions to be strong, and for agriculture to become not only the important part of the economy it already is, but to be recognized for that as well. So Laura, what was your favorite segment?
I think my favorite segment was of the Home Economics Day Camp, where the kids learned so many life skills and had so much fun all week. One of the reasons that the youth are making corsages today is because Volusia County has a very large fern industry. So part of their home economics course is learning about businesses in this area. Sewing is such an important skill to learn, a life skill. It teaches the youth independence. It teaches them how to take their time and to focus and to be good shoppers. We have a photography contest, a poster contest, public speaking, and they're all to build the kids up to being used to speaking in front of a crowd, organizing speeches and writing them. And think of the things that you can do that are just fun. Magic acts, comedy acts. Those are really easy to do.
Lisa, what was your favorite segment?
I really enjoyed the Farm to Table segment with Chef Hari Pulapaka of Crest Restaurant in DeLand.
What I'm going to do today is use the bounty of this beautiful IFAS teaching garden to prepare a bright, seasonal, fresh salad to accompany a delicious quiche that Lisa has made this morning for us. And some of the ingredients that we've chosen are some tomatoes, grape tomatoes, dinosaur kale, some various types of lettuce.
So what I have here is I have Farm to Table, kale, red lettuce. I also have the tops from the radishes that we're going to be using in this salad. I've got some beautiful tomatoes here that were grown in the garden.
That's a wonderful, hearty, beautiful lunch. It's accompanied with this delicious quiche that Lisa made for us, also using seasonal ingredients. So between the two, you've got brunch, you've got breakfast, you've got lunch, you've got dinner. Name your meal, you've got, there you have it, farm to table, delicious, seasonal, local, nutritious, all of the above.
My favorite segment was when we went outside and we harvested vegetables from our edible landscape here. It's always fun to grow different colored vegetables. Not only is it healthy, but if you have kids, they'll lose their minds when they see things like this, because this is not something that you will ordinarily find in the grocery stores. Here's a head of hydroponically grown red leaf lettuce. And here is some curly kale that we grew in hay bales. Here is a yellow zucchini squash. And here we've got a variety of colored potatoes. Here's your typical red-skinned potato. That's red Lesota. This is a blue potato called Adirondack Blue. But this is just an example of this morning's harvest.
My favorite segment this year was the brown eggs versus white eggs and what's the difference between the two. Today we're going to talk a few things about chickens and the resulting eggs. Today we have a silver spangled Hamburg, and this hen is a hen. She weighs about 4 pounds, and I can easily tell the color of the egg by the type of bird I have, because when you look at a bird, you look at their earlobe, and if their earlobe is white, which is right there, she will lay a white egg. This bird is known as a Rhode Island red, and you can see they have a nice red plumage, and I know she lays a brown egg because when you look at her earlobe, it's red. And now that you know the difference between the two birds, let's go into the kitchen and look at the eggs. All right, so here we are in the kitchen, and a very frequently asked question here of me in the Extension office is, what is the difference between a white egg and a brown egg? And really, as I demonstrated earlier and I showed you the earlobe on the chicken, that will tell you the color of the egg that she's going to lay, and that is breed specific. And virtually, there's absolutely no difference nutritionally or otherwise in these two eggs, other than the fact this one has pigment in the shell and this one does not.
Well, we hope you enjoyed the many segments we brought you in 2016. We have great things planned for 2017, from the farm to the table, local food, exciting things. And from all of us here at the Extension Center, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. I'm Joanne Magley, the Community Information Director for Volusia County Government, and every week I get the pleasure of interviewing a number of guests who talk about a variety of government services and important community programs. So today we're going to take a look back at some of my interviews from 2016. Anywhere you drive throughout Volusia County, you see a number of projects that are ongoing. So fill us in on that area.
For the first quarter, there were 48 permits. And the total dollar value of those permits was over $107 million. Interesting, when you put that together with the residential new construction permits, that's over $250 million, $245 million of new construction on the residential plus the commercial piece.
And I know a lot of people come to you and say, oh, get a flight to this city or to that city, but what really matters most to the airline that you're trying to recruit?
To make a good, reasonable business case, we have to look at where passengers are already going beyond Charlotte and Atlanta. So that helps strengthen the case. So when more people use the service out of Daytona Beach, traveling through Atlanta or Charlotte, going to another destination, that's just going to help build the case for additional nonstop service to a new destination.
So it's obvious that when you build these reefs, it's an economic development tool to bring fishermen, fisherwomen, divers into the area that might not normally come to the county.
It really is. That is a fundamental interest in supporting the marine industries, both boating, fishing, diving, and so forth. So this kind of creates the infrastructure, if you will, for marine enthusiasts and boaters and fishermen and divers to use. So it's a terrific public project, and it's a massive recycling effort. We've deployed hundreds of tons of concrete materials that would otherwise may wind up in the landfill.
Right. So what does the FEMA assistance cover?
FEMA may be able to provide you with grants that do not have to be repaid to pay for home repairs, temporary rental assistance if you have to live somewhere else while repairs are made, and potentially grant money for other needs such as replacing personal property that was damaged or destroyed. FEMA, however, cannot duplicate what your insurance covers.
Right.
So, but we're encouraging people, whether they have insurance or not, to register with FEMA for disaster assistance. We may be able to provide people with a hand up to help get them back on their feet after this disaster.
Well, I hope you enjoyed this look back at our interviews from 2016, and I look forward to bringing you more interviews and important information from 2017. So Happy New Year, and Amber, back to you.
Thanks, Joanne, and thank you for watching Volusia Magazine. If you have any questions about the show, you can feel free to give us a call at any of the numbers you see listed here, or you can log on to volusia.org and click on the News tab at the top of the screen to find us. For Volusia Magazine, I'm Amber Osman, wishing you a very happy and safe holiday. We'll see you again in 2017. Good night.